Good morning. Thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. So, this is more of a reading or a discussion regarding cortisol. So, I know cortisol is something that doctors talk a lot about. So, I want to Google a whole bunch and just try to give you the information. So, right now, I have what is cortisol. Cortisol is a steroid hormone that is produced by your two adrenal glands, which sit on top of each kidney. When you are stressed, increased cortisol is released into your bloodstream. Having the right cortisol balance is essential for your health, and producing too much or too little cortisol can cause health problems. What does cortisol do in the body? Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, increases sugar, also called glucose, in the bloodstream, enhances the brain's use of glucose, and increases the availability of substances in the body that repairs tissue. Cortisol also slows functions that would be non-essential or harmful in a fight or flight situation. What happens if cortisol is too high? Too much cortisol can cause some of the main symptoms of Cushing's syndrome: a fatty hump between your shoulders, a round face, and pink or purple stretch marks on the skin. Cushing's syndrome also can cause high blood pressure or bone loss. Sometimes it can cause type 2 diabetes. How do I fix high cortisol levels? If you are experiencing chronically high cortisol, you can try to lower your levels by eating a nutritious diet, managing stress, and being physically active. If you are concerned that your cortisol levels may be abnormally high, it is important to talk to a healthcare provider about your concerns. What causes cortisol to rise? Stress triggers a combination of signals within the body from both hormones and nerves. These signals cause your adrenal glands to increase hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol. The result is an increased heart rate and energy as part of the fight or flight response. Okay, let me see if it asks anything else. What stimulates cortisol levels? It's when you are stressed, the cortisol is released into your bloodstreams. Okay. What does increased cortisol feel like? If you are experiencing a stressful event, this will usually cause your cortisol levels to temporarily rise above their normal levels. Of course, this can result in a number of signs and symptoms, both physical and mental. These include headaches, insomnia. What triggers cortisol production? The levels of cortisol in your blood fall. Your hypothalamus releases corticotropin releasing hormone, CRH, which directs your pituitary gland to produce adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH, then stimulates your adrenal glands to produce and release cortisol. High levels of ACTH are detected in the adrenal glands and stimulate the secretion of cortisol, causing blood levels of cortisol to rise. All right, so let's just say how to relieve. Let's say what foods will lower blood sugar, or let's just put in cortisol. What foods lower cortisol levels fast? Too much cortisol in the body can cause side effects such as weight gain, high blood pressure, or high blood sugar. Some foods may lower cortisol levels or can help manage the side effects of high cortisol. To help balance your cortisol levels, try avocados, fermented foods, bananas, dark chocolate, and spinach. Now, I tried having dark chocolate, and it raised my numbers for diabetes, so I'm not really sure about that. But I do eat avocados and spinach, and I try to eat it at least 2 times a week. So it says lose your cortisol levels with these 5 foods. Okay, let me see if it's going to give me that information. Okay, it gave me something that didn't give it to me. So 11 natural ways to lower your cortisol levels. You may be able to lower your cortisol levels with regular exercise, adequate sleep, a nutrient-dense diet, and with supplements like fish oil. Cortisol is a stress hormone released by your adrenal glands. It helps your body deal with stressful situations as your brain triggers its release through the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system, in response to many different kinds of stress. While the short-term releases cortisol, you can run quickly from danger when cortisol levels are too high for too long. This can lead to health issues like weight gain and some chronic disease. 11 ways may help naturally lower your cortisol. Let's see. Well, I kind of skipped over that, but elevated cortisol can result. Elevated cortisol levels can also result from underlying issues such as chronic stress, medication side effects, including prednisone or hormonal therapy, overactive or cancer of the pituitary or adrenal glands, Addison disease, Cushing syndrome, obesity. Okay. Get the right amount of sleep. Exercise, limited caffeine intake, avoid nicotine and alcohol, light exposure to bright light at night, go to bed in a quiet room, take naps, get regular exercise, and it's saying aim for 150 to 200 of low to moderate intensity exercise each week. So if there's 7 days, that's 20 minutes a day. Learn to recognize stressful thinking. Adding a mindfulness-based practice to your daily routine may help you manage stress and reduce cortisol levels. It's a matter of changing your mindset. Recognizing stressful thoughts allows you to formulate a conscious and deliberate reaction to them. Breathing techniques. Breathing techniques are very important. Sometimes I feel anxiety, and it's actually other people's anxiety I feel. And so I just tell that person, breathe in deep through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe in that beautiful, fresh air. Access all of the things that are holding you back. So for me, it's like breathing in, it's always good and fresh, and exhaling the stuff that you don't want in your life. So you can actually kind of speak that into your existence. Breathing in, exhaling. And if you're breathing in and telling yourself good things, and then exhaling and tell yourself, I don't want this, I don't want that, this negative stuff that you feel like you're attached to, it's very meditating. Okay, have fun and laugh. Laughing promotes the release of endorphins and suppresses stress hormones. So have fun and laugh. Try not to take life too seriously, and try to enjoy the moment. Maintain healthy relationships. You don't really want to be around people who trigger you, people who do things on purpose to see if they can get your goat. You just want to be in a healthy relationship, and you want to be able to set your boundaries, and you want to be able to stand in your truth. And don't be afraid to have people walk out of your life because you stand in your truth. It's a respect that goes both ways, right? Take care of a pet. Relationships with animals can reduce cortisol. Interaction with a therapy dog reduces stress and cortisol during a minor medical procedure. It says in children, but we're all God's children, so take it as it resonates. Be your best self. Feeling of shame, guilt, or inadequacy can lead to negative thinking and dysregulated cortisol levels. So again, you have to forgive and accept yourself and others, and help you move on to improve to your best self. Tend to your spirituality. Develop your faith. Spiritual faith can lower cortisol levels in the face of life stressors such as illness. So I'm actually going to be 62 this year, and I'm still learning. So had I reached out for my spiritual faith when I was younger, then I'm sure I would be a different person by now. But at the same time, the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my lifetime has brought me to more consciousness of who I am, what am I here for, and who I can help. Eating a nutritious diet. I never tell someone don't tell yourself you can't have anything. It's the quantity that is the problem. So me personally, I've cut back on my meat intake. I don't really eat potatoes, yet I eat yams or sweet potatoes. And sometimes I put butter, sometimes it's really good without anything. So I like the sweet potatoes with nothing, and sometimes I do put the butter on, but most of the time it's not. and I eat avocados, spinach, and I eat grapefruit. So eating healthy is very good. So it's saying dark chocolate, which I personally tried eating dark chocolate and it blew up my diabetes numbers. Whole grains, I stick to whole grains, and whole fruits and vegetables. We don't really want canned peas when we can have fresh ones, right? Or canned green beans when we could have fresh ones. It's just better for you to have the fresh, raw fruits and vegetables. And growing up in Central California, this is where a lot of the produce is grown that feeds America. Okay, legumes and lentils. I don't really eat those too much, so I guess I just need to get some recipes to try to add that into my diet. Green teas, I believe that are very good for you, but if you're working out, if you have really hard work that you do in really hot weather, too much green tea can actually have side effects. So when I was living in Delaware, my husband at the time, he was working at a drywall company, and all the drivers were drinking the green tea every day, and they'd go get the jugs of green tea, and then one of them fell out, and that's what they said. They said it's because the green tea was too much. You can have green tea, but when you're in excess, you got to consider what work you're doing, because it's a diuretic, basically. So you have to be careful about that. And let me see what else. Okay. Shoot, kind of kicked me off here. All right. Probiotics and prebiotics. Okay, yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi. So, let's see, what else is there? Yeah, so anything that is set aside in a safe manner that builds these bacteria are good for you. Healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids are best linked with brain health and reduced stress. Good sources is fatty fish, nuts, and seeds. And then water. Dehydration can temporarily increase cortisol levels, making drinking water throughout the day even more important. So it's best to stick with water. Taking certain supplements. Says fish oil. And this ashwagandha is an adaptogen herb widely used in traditional medicine to treat anxiety and help people adapt to stress. Let's see, a random control trial in 60 adults showed reduced cortisol levels after taking 250 to 600 milligrams of this ashwagandha extract for 8 weeks, while the control group showed no significant changes. So the last thing I want to ask it is grapefruit versus cortisol. See if it gives me anything. Does grapefruit lower cortisol? In conclusion, grapefruit juice enhances cortisol availability by increasing 100 something hydrosteroid type in activity and stimulatively inhibiting cortisol metabolism by inhibiting this enzyme. All right, this next one says grapefruit juice facilitates cortisol replacement. So, let's see what it says. All right, so it's some sort of, just like when you download a typed paper. So I'm not gonna go there. Let's see. Grapefruit juice enhances cortisol availability by increasing something. Okay, let's ask it. Does grapefruit lower cortisol? Well, it gave the same reading that I just said. How do you treat high cortisol? Eat a balance, get enough sleep, 5 ways to lower. Okay, does grapefruit affect hormone medication? Grapefruit may impact how the body processes these hormones. Grapefruit can interfere with some medication. This enzyme helps produce estrogens and some progestins, and so plays a key role in hormonal drug metabolism. So the reason why I'm like all crazy about this grapefruit is because I recently was diagnosed with the higher levels for diabetes, and the first time the doctor gave me the medicine, I thought I wasn't going to take it and that I would do it naturally. So it was in 90-day increments. So the first 90 days after she gave me the medicine, which I didn't take, I was eating the dark chocolate. And so when I went in for my blood work, it was way crazy high. So then I told her I would start taking it. But then I would start taking it, but then on the bottle it says don't drink grapefruit juice. So when I saw that, I Googled having grapefruit juice versus that medicine, and it said it would enhance the medicine. So I said, well, that's kind of a win-win. So I did the 90 days with the medicine and with eating grapefruit, and my numbers dropped significantly. So the doctor was very happy and she was pleased. And I told her I was eating the grapefruit, and she said, let me look up and see what it does. And I just explained to her it enhances the medicine. So I told the doctor, well, soon I'll just not be able to, I'll be able to not have to take the medicine. And she's like, oh no, it's forever. And I don't believe forever is forever. So I told her that I would try to take this next 90 days, and I would take the medicine every other day, and I would eat grapefruit, just about every day, just to see. So I'm kind of running my own test and using myself as the guinea pig. But I've lost really the faith in pharmaceuticals. And the reason is because it's a billion-dollar thing, right? These pharmaceuticals make hundreds of millions, every year selling their their medicine to people, selling it to the hospitals then in turn sell it to the people, and it's a money maker. So why would a pharmaceutical company want to tell you how to do it naturally? Because if they did, they wouldn't have any business, right? So anyways, that's the end of my little discussion regarding that. So I'm going to post this, and next is going to be the Archangel Power Tarot cards along with the Akashic Tarot, as well as my general reading with all the rest of the books. Thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Aloha.